The San Francisco 49ers are on fire. That is 9 straight wins for them for the first time since 1997. Now, before people say, Beluga, they went toe-to-toe with Jarrett Stidham and the Raiders, this is exactly the kind of game the 49ers needed before the playoffs. And I'm going to tell you why. What's going on, everyone? Luca here, back with another video. In this one, we're going to be talking about the San Francisco 49ers and this incredible run that they're on. If you guys can hit a like on the video, it does help the algorithm a ton. And please subscribe to the channel for more 49ers and NFL content. We're trying to hit 4K subs on this channel. Your support is always greatly appreciated. So I'm well aware that the defense struggled in this one for the 49ers, but this was actually a big wake-up call heading into the playoffs. Since losing to the Chiefs on October 23rd, the 49ers defense has been the one element of this team that has consistently performed at an elite level. Until the game against the Raiders. DeMeco Ryans' unit gave up 500 total yards, surrendered their most points in a game since that humbling defeat to the Chiefs in October, and allowed points in the final 2 minutes of the game for the first time all season. Afterward, Nick Bosa said the performance could ultimately be a wake-up call for the defense. And I quote, obviously a ton to correct defensively, but for the offense to take control and win for us was ginormous. We needed that. I'm proud of them. A lot to get better on that, but I think we needed this as a defense. That's a really good team. Best running back I've played against in my career, no doubt about it. Dude's a beast. And they have a lot of really talented players. Quarterback played good. The NFL will humble you 100% of the time, close quote. And despite not notching a sack in this game, it was Nick Bosa's pass rush on the second play in overtime, which directly resulted in Gibson's interception. Miller was pushed back into Stidham so quickly that Stidham couldn't finish his throwing motion, leading to a fluttering pass, which was well short of its intended target. Gibson was the man who came up with it for the INT, but it was Bosa's bull rush that made the play possible and ultimately won this game for the 49ers in OT. Despite the bit of a letdown on defense, the 49ers defense is still number 1 in points allowed per game at 16.5 and rushing yards allowed per game at 78.8. This game was also needed because Brock Purdy had to overcome a 10-point second half deficit. This will serve to be very valuable experience for the rookie as he enters his first postseason. Purdy finished 22 of 35 passing for 284 yards and 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. It was his 5th straight game with multiple touchdown passes, tied for the second longest streak by a rookie since the 1970 merger. Charger Justin Herbert did it 7 straight games in 2020. And Purdy has thrown multiple touchdowns in each of his past 5 games, tying Dak Prescott in 2016 as the only rookies to do that and win all 5 of those games in NFL history. Purdy is now the 5th rookie QB all time to win his first 4 starts. The first time it's happened since 2004. Big Ben Roethlisberger won his first 13. Perhaps the most impressive thing, though, was what Purdy was able to do in the 4th quarter. Entering Sunday, he had played a total of 9 snaps with the 49ers trailing at any point in the 5 games he had been the primary starter. All 9 of those came when he entered for Garoppolo with 9:30 left of the December 4th win against the Dolphins. After falling behind 24-14, Purdy led 4 Niners scoring drives in regulation. Purdy has the highest passer rating in the NFL since he took over as a starter at 112.7. The 49ers have now officially taken over the number 2 seed in the NFC and have a real shot to get the number 1 seed to close out the season. So this is the scenario for the 49ers. If the Giants can beat the Eagles next week, all the 49ers have to do is beat the Cardinals at home, and they'll be the NFC's number 1 seed, which means home field advantage and that all-important bye. And fun fact, I did a video the other day on how this 49ers team is making their opponents quit. Well, the Commanders, who played the 49ers last week, lost to the Browns on Sunday. So teams that have played the 49ers this season are now 0-14 the next week after they play them. That is simply unreal. But going back to the grand picture here, The 49ers needed to play a game like this. And I know a lot of pundits are going to say, oh, well, the 49ers played down to their competition and nobody's criticizing them like when other top teams play down to their competition. That is true, but at the same time, the 49ers couldn't just steamroll their way to the playoffs. Usually when that happens, we've seen it time and time before, that team is the culprit of being upset. The 49ers played in the type of game in which they're probably going to have to play in the postseason at some point if they want to, in fact, get to the Super Bowl. A game that is going to be ugly, a game that is going to be messy, a game that's going to be back and forth, and a game that's going to come down to the wire, possibly even in overtime. And the 49ers showed that they can not only beat you down, they can not only blow out the opposition, but they can now win these close games. And this was a very good game played by the Raiders. I'm not taking anything away from the Raiders and Stidham, who looks to be the real deal. I mean, he was dropping dimes out there, but the 49ers still found a way to win this game despite being down. That's the other important part of all of this. The 49ers, they played in a back and forth game, but they actually had to come from behind to win. They haven't had to do that in a while, especially during this winning streak. So this was the game that every team needs to get ready and groomed for the postseason. And the 49ers showed that they can win these type of football games. Purdy looked composed. When he needed to make big throws, when he needed to make big plays, he was there. And the defense, for as bad as it was in this one, when it needed to make a big play, they did. And that came courtesy of Nick Bosa in overtime. So this San Francisco 49ers team, they are going crazy right now. This team cannot be denied. And when you look at the NFC, I know the Green Bay Packers are really, really hot, but the 49ers have been that constant, it seems, as a team that right now, I think you have to give the 49ers that honor of being the favorite in the NFC. We've seen what has happened to some of the other teams. People are calling the Vikings frauds. The Eagles are not 100%. I think going into the postseason, if the 49ers win next week, they can not only have a chance for that number 1 seed, but I think you got to anoint them as the undisputed favorites going into the playoff field. So the San Francisco 49ers, they do it again. They win another football game, and they have a chance to make it 10 in a row before they enter the playoffs. So we'll see what happens with that, but that is just my 2 cents on what I've seen from this Niners squad. What has your reaction been to the 49ers, and what was your reaction to their nail-biting win over the Raiders? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And again, guys, hit that like button and subscribe for more 49ers and NFL content. I'm dropping NFL content almost every single day on this channel, so you want to keep it locked and loaded on Red Zone Rosano. That is it for me, everyone. As always, thank you so much for watching. This is Luca signing off, and I'll catch you all again in the next video.